Imagine, for a moment, you wake up one morning and find that your bank account has just hit $1 million. The number is staggering, almost surreal. Yet there it is in black and white. It's the threshold we've all been conditioned to see as the point of ultimate financial success, the magic number that promises freedom, security, and the end of financial worry. But what if I told you that this number, $1 million, doesn't change everything in the way we expect? In fact, for most people, it may change very little at all. The truth is, $1 million is not the lifeline it's often made out to be. When we look at it through the lens of behavioral economics and financial psychology, we see something much more complex. We see how deeply ingrained our expectations and assumptions about wealth really are, and how those assumptions shape our financial decisions, often in ways we don't fully understand. This $1 million number is one of the most pervasive ideas in modern financial thinking, but it hides a crucial truth. It's not about the amount of money, but about how we perceive its value. Our relationship with money is shaped by psychological forces that are often at odds with the simple reality of what wealth can actually do for us. When we break it down, $1 million doesn't hold the same weight for everyone. For some, it's a lifetime of savings and effort. For others, it's a year's worth of income, a bonus, or the proceeds from selling a business. The math behind it is clear. $1 million sounds like a lot, but in today's economic environment, its purchasing power has drastically shifted. In 1990, $1 million could buy you a comfortable home, a car, and a secure lifestyle in many parts of the world. But today, in cities like New York or San Francisco, $1 million might not even be enough for a modest apartment. Inflation has eaten away at the value of that sum, and it's easy to see how the dream of financial independence can seem like an ever-moving target. This is where the psychology comes into play. When people think about wealth, they often do so through the lens of comparison and scarcity. They focus on the gap between where they are and where they think they should be, constantly chasing an ideal that is defined by external benchmarks, $1 million being the ultimate one. But as we'll explore, it's not the number that matters. It's what we do with that number and how it interacts with our behavior and emotional state. Let's talk about the math. The simple truth is that, depending on where you live, $1 million may not be nearly as valuable as it seems. Consider this. A person who earns $100,000 per year and spends $90,000 may accumulate $1 million after 10 years of saving. But if that same person has a lifestyle that outpaces their savings, buying larger homes, driving expensive cars, or keeping up with the Joneses, $1 million can quickly feel like a drop in the ocean. What's more, $1 million in assets isn't the same as $1 million in liquid cash. If your wealth is tied up in property or investments, it's not as easy to access in an emergency or to live off. The transition from having assets to actual cash flow is a critical factor that's often overlooked in wealth-building strategies. Furthermore, $1 million doesn't protect you from the psychological impact of money itself. The more we have, the more we fear losing. And with that fear, the pressure to keep growing, to continue accumulating, becomes even more intense. This constant stress can undermine the very thing that $1 million is supposed to bring: peace of mind. Now, let's zoom out for a moment and think about how this fits into the larger systemic picture. $1 million, while a significant sum, is still a small drop in the bucket when we look at global wealth distribution. The top 1% of the world's population controls more than half of the wealth, and those in the top 0.1% have accumulated exponentially more. $1 million, therefore, is not a passport to the world of the ultra-wealthy, and it's certainly not a guaranteed ticket to financial freedom. The real issue here is the way we're conditioned to think about money. In the same way that a gold rush mentality drives speculative bubbles, our culture pushes us toward an endless accumulation of wealth without ever truly questioning what it takes to get there or why we want it in the first place. We see people chasing these external markers of success, not realizing that these numbers are based on artificial standards, not real freedom. What's even more insidious is that our expectations can trap us in a never-ending cycle. The more we make, the more we want, and the more we think we need to have in order to feel safe. So, we continue chasing the elusive $1 million, and when we get there, we find that it doesn't offer what we thought it would. It's only then that we start to recognize the deeper psychological truth. Wealth is not about the number you reach, but the way you manage your relationship.